And we convened this meeting today for consultation as the leadership of Fort Kenya from this county. First, we want to note that Fort Kenya has flouted the constitution, its own constitution. And because of that, Wetangula and team have been in office illegally. From 2011, there was supposed to be an NDC in 2014 or 2015. But that election was not held. There would have been another NDC in 2019. That also was not held. So 2 consecutive elections have been skipped. In fact, one of the reasons why the National Executive Council dismissed Moses Wetangula was a result of his failure to provide leadership so that the party can hold elections regularly and enhance our democracy. As you are aware, following his dismissal in May last year, he went to court, obtained orders restraining the registrar from effecting changes, and also keeping himself as the leader with the use of the court order. Members of Fort Kenya do not recognize Moses Wetangula as party leader. You are aware. When it became apparent that the conflict was not being resolved, that there are 2 leaderships, 2 groups within the party, sometime last year towards the end, and pursuant to the resolutions of the National Executive Council and the General Council of 2019, the Secretary General convened a National Delegates Congress, which was to be held in November last year. That was quite in order. It followed resolutions of the organs of the party. Wetangula again and group went to court and obtained orders stopping that NDC and election thereafter. We have stayed since then without an election, without an activity. He has enjoyed moving about with the use of the court order as the leader of Fort Kenya. In the meantime, you are aware that time is not on our side. The year is ending, and the beginning of 2022, people will be preparing for elections for various positions when election is called in August next year. We will not have time then to hold an NDC because of a concentration on the national election, the general election that will be held next year. And therefore, we felt after Wetangula promised to call an NDC in August, sometimes in July he promised that there will be an NDC in August. We have always disagreed with him and team, but on this one we agreed. We said yes, we have always wanted to have an NDC that will resolve the matters of Fort Kenya. So we did welcome the idea of an NDC in August. But now August ended, even after the Secretary General appealed to him to discuss the date for the NDC. He was not interested, and then August went and passed without an NDC. September has gone without an NDC. We are now in mid-October. You see, December is just at the corner. It may not be possible to have an election in December or even January. So, pursuant to the previous resolutions, and even the notice that had been given, we decided with colleagues, members of the National Executive Council and leadership that when we met last time, after we announced that we are prepared to go to election, which did not take place because Wetangula did not want to sit and agree on the date. While this is so, he is not prepared to go to the NDC. So we decided and said, no, SG should give a fresh notice, which is different from the other one which was blocked by the court. This is a new notice. and we want to go to an election, we are inviting Wetangula and the team to come to the NDC so that we sort out once and for all the conflict in Fort Kenya. We do not want to see any continued problems in Fort Kenya. You will recall that coalitions are being formed. While Wetangula is moving about, engaging, committing Fort Kenya, it is illegal, something we found illegal. He purportedly convened a meeting with fake officials and pulled out of NASA without the genuine officials. He is purported to have, signed some agreement with the Okoa Kenya, with the Oka coalition, which also is illegal. We have warned the members, the other members of that coalition, that we do not recognize, that Fort Kenya is part of Okoa Kenya, because Wetangula doesn't have the mandate to move about, from the members of the party. He is moving about with the court because of the court order. Otherwise, members of the party don't recognize him. And therefore, we have said those are illegal commitments. When we are done with the NDC, we'll begin talks with other parties with the intention of forming a coalition going into the election next year.